Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, I have already discussed about that things with you how Django work. So as I told you, Django actually work with the MVT pattern, that means the model view template pattern. So now we will learn it more clearly. Okay, so don't worry, as I told you, step by step everything will be more clear to you. So right now we don't need this. I just simply click as a don't save. And now if you go to our template, that means we have already installed one of the package, so that is actually our project, right? So that is our port. So that is one of the default, one of the page is now loaded. So right now I want to actually change it. Like here, if you want to add as a about, click as a enter. So that is one of the URL, right? So that is one of the URL. So what exactly the things is happening on here? So when you actually send some of the requests, like right now you can see it's now showing as a page not found, because of all he didn't get any method. You can see that is actually our request, one of the methods. So that is our request URL. So when you pass any URL, then first of all it should be redirected to the view. So into the view area, if you get any data, then it should be displayed. Okay, it should be displayed with some of the templates, rather than it should be show some of the stream data, or rather than if there have any database related issues, first of all it should be redirected to the view area, and from to the view it's actually getting all the data from to the database and get that data and visible it into the template area. So right now I don't have any database, so right now I want to show some of the stream data. Okay, so make that sure you understand that part. That means when you actually pass any URL, it should be directed to one of the view page. So but if you go to our Django project, into the Django project, here you can see there have no actually the view file, so they have the URLs file. As I told you before, Django actually working with the apps. Like you can create multiple apps for your multiple module. So when you create any app, then into the app folder you will get that view file. So right now here you can see here they have no view, so they have only one file as a URLs, and into the URLs area, that is actually our path by default, one of the path as a admin. So right now I want to create one of the path. So that is actually our path I want to create as a about. If you want to create another path as a contact, you can, everything you have to do, you have to add that URL in our this URL area. That is our main mother URL, right? So now here I want to actually create one of the URL. So that is actually our URL. So as I told you, when you actually pass that our URL, it should be pass that request to one of the view. So right now default one, they have no view file, right? So now I want to actually create one of the view file. That means here in particular this folder area, I want to create one of the new file. So friend, as I told you, don't worry, everything step by step will be more clear to you. Like here I created one of the views file. So you have to write down as a views. Okay, views.py. So that is actually the extension of the Python, that is our py. So I just simply created one of the view py. So when you actually pass that request, first of all we have to create one of the method for this. It should be redirected to our view page, as I told you, right? So now you can see for the reasons here I have created one of the view file, that is actually our views.py. So into the views.area, area, first of all I want to create one of the function. You can name it as a function, or rather than you can name it as a method. So now I just name it as a function. So if you want to create that function, you have to add it as a div, and I just name that function name as a home, whatever you want. So right now I just name it one of the function name as a home. So into the function area, first of all it's actually pass one of the parameters. So this parameter as a request parameter. So here you have to pass that request. So I just simply pass one of the parameter as a request parameter. Okay, and then here you have to do right now I want to actually show some of the string message. Latterly I will also add some of the template. So if you want to show some of the return, some of the string message, then you have to write down as a return. So I just simply added that return, and it returned our HTTP response, right? That means here we have to pass it with our HTTP response. So here they have also one of the another method as a HTTP response. So I just simply added as a HTTP response, right? That is our HTTP response. So with this HTTP response, I want to show some of the string data as a, this is our home page. So this type of one of the string data I want to visible. And here if you want to use that HTTP response, you have to also import it. So that is default one. So here you have to import from Django. Okay, from Django and then the HTTP. So from to the Django HTTP, you have to input our this HTTP response. That means this HTTP response that actually I have used on here. Okay friend, I hope everything is very much clear to you. So that is our default one. So from to the default Django HTTP, I input one of the method class as our HTTP response. So I have created one of the method as a home method, and into the method area by default they have one of the parameter as a request. So for the reasons here I just pass that request, right? And then I just simply return one of the string data. That means it should be display our with the HTTP response. So here I just simply display our this data. Okay, and also I want to create another one. I want to create another one for our about page. That means I want to create another method as a about. So I just put that function name as a def about, and also here we have to pass that request. That means our parameter will be there, have also one of the parameter as a request parameter, you have to pass it. And then also for this I want to return one of the same HTTP response data, and it should be display some of the another text as a this is our about page. Okay, this is our about page. And also I want to take another one. That means another function, and I just name that function as a contact. So that it will be our contact, and then the request return, it should be our contact page, right? So it should be as a contact page. Perfect. So now we have to create that URL, right? So as I told you, when you that is actually our about, right? And also if you click as a home, so right now they have no file as a home, so it should be passed that request to our view. That means here it should be passed our this method area, so that is our text should be visible, right? So for the reasons here we have to actually create our this URL, right? So that is our home URL. So now go to our portfolio, and that is our URLs, right? So right now we don't need this, so that is actually all that comments. Okay, so I just simply remove it. So that is our Django, that is our path. So I have created one of the file, right? I have created one of the file as a views, but into the URL area, how they will know that they have the one of the file as a views? So for the reasons here we have to import it, right? We have to import our this view file. So because of all here we have to create one of the connection to the view URLs to the view. So for the reasons here I want to add it as a from, and from that is our same directory, right? That is in our same directory area. For the reasons here you have to only add that one of the dot. Okay, and that means the same directory. And from here I want to input our which file. I want to input our these views file. So now I just simply added our these views file. I hope you can well understand about it, friend. So right now we have created that connection of with our views. So from here I want to input our views file. So now I want to create some of the URL path. So here after that I just name it as a path, and into the path area I just simply first of all added one of the path name, and I just name it as a home. Okay, that means the home slash, that will be our path. And also after that here we have to add where exactly should we get that data. That means in our view I want to access our this method, right? That is our home method. So I want to access it. So if you want to access it, then you have to use our with these views, right? With these views I want to access our which method. That means which function. I want to access our home function, right? So I just simply added our home function. So friend, I think everything is very much clear to you. So that's all you have to do. So now let's check this out. If you now click as a save all, I just click as a save all and make that sure you run your server. So right now our server is now running. So now if you refresh it, like here, right now click as enter. Yes, you can see better. I just put a little bit percentage, that is how I zoom it. So that is, you can see now it's showing as a this is our home page. I hope you can well understand about it, friends. So as I told you, when you pass any request, that means the HTTP request, it should be redirected to our which position? It should be redirected to our this view. So into the view area, I have created one of the function, that is our home function. Into the home function area, I have created one of the returned. I just simply return our HTTP response, and this is our home page. So for the reasons here, you can see it's now showing this is our home page. And also if you make that as about, because enter, so right now you can see it's now showing as a page not found. Because of all I didn't define any our page, that means any our path. So now go to our URL. Into the URL, I just simply copy it, and now I just simply paste. I just name it as a about, and then in our views, into the views area, I have created one of the function for the about, that means this about, right? So now here I just simply name it as a about, and also I name another path. I just put that path as a contact. Okay, contact us, so that will be our path. And into the view area, I have created one of the function. I have created that function name as a contact, right? So now I just simply added our views. With these views, I just simply added our function name as a contact. Perfect. So now if you click as a save all, so now our server is now totally running. And now I want to access our about. Click as a enter. Yes, you can see it's now showing as a this is our about page. That means it's now redirected to our view, and then our this function, that is our about function. So into the views, and that is our about function, that is actually our response message, that means the HTTP response message, as a, this is our about page. And now you can see it's now showing our this is our about page. And also for the contact us, so for the contact us, I have created another URL. I have created another URL as a contact us. And now if you click as a contact us, click as a enter, yes, you can see it's now showing as a this is our contact page. So now it's perfectly redirected to our views and the contact method, and into the contact. So that is our contact, and here I simply pass one of the return HTTP response, and that is our message. So now you can see it's now perfectly display our this message. I hope it's very much clear to you, friend. And now also now if you want to access our home route, and here you can see it's now showing as a page not found, because of all I didn't added any path. Like if you go to our URLs, into the URLs area, I just added as a home, right? So if you want to actually make that our home route, then you have to make the things as empty. And empty means that is our home directory. So in Laravel, actually we use the slash, right? Slash means that our home directory. So right now in Django, here you have to make the things as empty. Empty means that will be our home directory. That means when it should be as a home directory, it should be redirected to our views home method. So into the views, and that is our home. So into the home function area, I just response our this message. Now let's check this out. I just click as a save all. And now if you refresh it, yeah, you can see now it's perfectly visible our home page, that means our home directory. And if you added the about, that will be display our about directory. Perfect. I hope everything is very much clear to you, friend. In our next video, I will discuss about the data pass with the HTTP response. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.